Hi, I'm Lauren with Northwest Registered Agent, and today I'm joined by Samuel. Thank you so much for being here today, Samuel.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Lauren.
Today, we're talking about how to move your LLC to Illinois. There are a few different options if you want to move your business, but we'll be focusing on domestication. We'll also go over the requirements and associated costs. So Samuel, I want to move my LLC to Illinois. Is that possible?
It's possible, yeah.
Okay.
There's a few different ways to do it, but basically what you're looking at here is you're either going to want to dissolve the company in the home state and just reform it into Illinois. You're going to want to foreignly register the company into Illinois, or you're going to want to go through the domestication process.
Okay, so how would I know which one's the right one for me and for my company?
That's a good question, and it's really just going to depend on why you're moving the company to Illinois. So if you're wanting to maintain business in both your home state and Illinois, that's when you're going to want to choose a foreign registration.
Okay.
If you're wanting it to just start over, start fresh, that's when you're going to want to just dissolve the company and reform it. But if you're wanting to transfer the company into Illinois while keeping its tax history and your EIN number and dissolving it in the home state, that's when you're going to want to go through a domestication.
All right, so domestication definitely sounds like the right one for my LLC, but what are my next steps in that?
Good question. Yeah, so this is going to require you to file a form called a Statement of Domestication with the Illinois Secretary of State.
Okay.
And before you can do that, you're going to need to gather a certificate of good standing from your original home state.
All right, so statement of domestication, what does that look like?
Yeah, so this is just a form from the Illinois Secretary of State, and you can get this form either online or in person.
Okay.
And to get started on that form, you're going to need to know some information, like your LLC's current name and jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need an Illinois registered agent name and address.
Okay.
You're going to need an effective date of the domestication, either upon filing or a future date.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, you're going to need an authorized signature on that.
All right, so you also mentioned the certificate of good standing. What is that?
Yeah, the certificate of good standing is a document you request from the home state, and this document shows that you are active and up to date with the Secretary of State.
All right, so once I have my statement of domestication and my certificate of good standing, where do I submit those?
Yeah, so while you can get those documents online, you can't submit them online.
Okay.
You're going to need to mail them into the Illinois Secretary of State. This is going to cost around $100. If you want to expedite it, you can bring them in person. That's going to cost around $200.
Okay, thank you. So today we learned about how to move your LLC to Illinois. There are a few different options. You can dissolve your LLC in its current state and form a new one in Illinois. You can keep your LLC in its current state and register as a foreign LLC in Illinois. Or you can go through the process of domestication. As we learned, domestication is the process of transferring a company from one state to another, allowing you to keep the business history. To do this, you'll need to file a statement of domestication with the Illinois Secretary of State, Department of Business Services, along with a certificate of good standing from your home state. We learned that this filing has to be submitted by mail or in person and costs about $100. If you want to expedite the process, you must submit the documents in person to the Illinois Secretary of State office, and it will cost about $200. Thanks so much for joining me today, Samuel, and answering all of my questions.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Lauren.
If you have questions, put them in the comments. State paperwork is hard, but we can help.